So we move on to the last presentation on today's agenda. And it will be on how to do a presentation the correct way. To introduce the speaker, I cordially call upon Dr. Lalanta Senaratne, specialist family physician from Base Hospital, Homagama, to introduce the speaker and to do the proceedings.
Thank you very much. This is the last lecture or the presentation. I would like to introduce Dr. Dilip Liyanage. He's a consultant in medical administration, and he is currently the director of private health sector development. He is a visiting lecturer at Postgraduate Institute of Medicine, Postgraduate Institute of Management, and International Institute of Health Sciences. He has authored more than 21 journal publications which has been published both in national and international journals. Dr. Liyanage is an honorary fellow member attached to Medical Director Office, Milton Keynes University Hospital, UK, and served as the Secretary to the Private Health Regulatory Council and Medical Administrative Forum in Sri Lanka. Over to you, Dr. Liyanage.
Good afternoon to you all. So the topic is, we know all very well, but there are a lot of hiccups and lot of issues when we are doing PowerPoint presentations, which we do knowingly or unknowingly. So I am just to elaborate you and just to highlight the most important topics what we have to consider when we are doing PowerPoint presentations. My topic is how to do a PowerPoint presentation, right? This is just basic. I know this audience is renowned and very senior people here. So anyway, till we die, there is something to learn. So keeping that in mind, I will start my presentation. Okay. Just when we are starting a PowerPoint presentations, we have to first think about 3 P's. So these 3 P's are, we have to prepare very well. The most important thing is that, right? Sometimes we just do haphazardly and come and try to do. And always please think, in your audience, there will be a person who will be thorough about this topic and might give you a terrible question, right? So when I do in PowerPoint, I always read in and around, right? Should know, better to know, and everything you have to go through, because you don't know what will be the question you will be getting. And then I do always rehearse, I do practice. Even yesterday I was not good. I was having severe sinusitis, even though I practiced this yesterday night before I come here, and always I change my PowerPoint presentation. If I do this here today and tomorrow, my slides will be changed, right? And then present. The way you present is the most important thing, where you will be able to keep everyone alive. I know this is a very boring topic, but that should be my ability to keep you alive. So therefore, please consider these 3 P's: prepare, practice, and present. And always try to rehearse whatever the things you do, because that's only you will take home, right? And then the other most important thing, the attire. You can see sometimes the presenters are coming in nighties, right? So where your attention will go out. And sometimes you can see some people, I am very sorry for this word, but I have to use, they are putting their hand here and playing something else, right? I don't like to use that word, right? Pocket billiard. So don't ever put your hand inside, right? So that also deviate the attention of the audience. Please make sure you come with the proper attire, and then, as I said, please try to adhere to the proper maneuver. And then the most important thing, so you can see two differences in these slides, right? Sometimes what we want to tell, the thing which will be covered by putting some other important or some blind, we are going to blind the person. Like for this example, we have put a cow, but we want to example regarding the environment. But you are going to blind the slide. So therefore, please think the main point what you want to give the priority to that point. Don't try to use unnecessary maybe photos, maybe highlighting. So what will happen, then the audience will divert from the important points to which is not important. That is you call in management jargon monkey illusion, right? So that has happened in recent past. Do you know what is monkey illusion? Anyone? So that is one of the most important thing, though it is not relevant to here. Monkey illusion is a terminology what we used in management. When you concentrate on one thing, right, you miss lot of other things in and around, right? Which has been happening recently. One death occurred because one patient admitted to one of the main hospital, because I am getting all the complaints as the director, and patient is admitted with sodium depletion, and the particular consultant earlier has been issued a diagnosis card which it says he is allergic to augmentin and ciprobid, and because patient come with the sodium depletion, his attention towards to the sodium depletion, and patient because of some issue he fell down and had some trauma, and it started augmentin itself, because he was not thinking about the allergies and thing which is a mantra for us, no? But because of this monkey illusion, that is you call intentional blindness. So this is also same thing. We are doing intentional blindness which covers the importance of the other points in this phenomenon, right? Please think about these important points when you are doing a PowerPoint presentation. And then you can see when a lot of people doing PowerPoint presentations, they use lot of templates. Always try to choose a professional template, right, which will not divert your attention and which will keep the audience alive, right? Don't use multicolor PowerPoints with lot of things and animations which is not recommended in professional PowerPoint presentations. Because of the time issue, I am rushing, right? And then the most important thing, please try to stick to the core, which has been, so if you want to do an ECG, don't talk about the other things, you have to talk about the ECG. So for my issue, to talk about the PowerPoint presentation, how to do. So I have to stick onto how to do a PowerPoint presentation. So don't talk about in and around the others, right? And then this is the most important thing, WIIFM. What is this WIIFM? What in it for me? So if I am in the audience, right? If I am in the audience, what are the things that I would like to know, right? Always please ask that question. If I am in the audience, what would I like to know? So keeping that in mind, always please try to do your presentation, right? I think everything is cleared, right? What in it for me, right? And then the other most important thing is KISS. What is this KISS? Keep it short and smart. Keep it short and smart, right? That is the most important thing. Don't write everything in the world under the sun in your PowerPoint presentation, which nobody will be able to gather and nobody can read. And sometimes you are writing in small letters which nobody can read, especially those who are in the back, right? And then color matching. Is it okay for you, this color? How many of you feel this is convenient for you, right? Please think about the color matching when you are doing your PowerPoint presentation. That is most of the important thing, especially when you are doing like professional PowerPoint presentation. Majority will be over 40, right? Like in this audience also, maybe over 40 or close to 40, right? So the color blindness will come. So definitely we are not like, it is uneasy for us, right? When we are using like this very dark and illuminating colors. And then the most important thing, you have to, when you were asked to deliver a lecture, always ask, who is my audience, right? That is the most important thing. You have to prepare your PowerPoint presentation thinking what is their educational level, what is their professional level, whether there is professionals, maybe lay people, right? Maybe combination of them, right? And then what is their knowledge level? So if you are doing something very basic thing, it will be boring for them, right? So always please ask what is their audience. And then the most important thing, always try to develop good rapport between your audience, like because this is a PowerPoint presentation, it is very difficult to develop good rapport with you. But if I do some other management lectures, so this convocation will be totally different, right? And then the voice change. You have to always maintain your voice. Sometimes people are coming and talking monotonous, right? Which will be really boring, especially like this time. Now all of them, you are sleepy after heavy lunch, right? And then waiting for go to your private practices, I know. So it will be very boring, right? So the voice. So please keep these things in mind. So the knowledge level and the voice. And the other most important thing, you have to show that you are competent, right? You have to be competent what you are talking, right? So this is the most important thing. Sometimes you may not competent enough, right? I can remember when I was a pre-intern, I was working in Panagoda Army Camp. So the first case, I was getting a patient with convulsion, I was asked to manage. That was around 4:30 p.m. and I was rushing. Luckily, my consultant was also there. Then she called me, Dilip, where are you running? I said, Madam, there's a patient with convulsions. And then Madam was behind, so I was little reluctant, was very easy. Then I went and she let me to manage. And never I have managed before a patient with convulsion, right? And then during that time, sometimes I increase the voice and things. And anyway, I was able to manage the patient, right? I am telling because there are a lot of registers here. So what the lesson I learned, so she said, whatever the things, if you are not managed like these cases before, so by that time I am the most senior person in that audience. Like luckily my madam was there. If she was not there, I was the most senior person. If I show I am not capable enough to manage the others, everyone will be panic. So as you all registers, whether the case, whether you have been managed or not, please try to pretend that you have managed so many cases, right? The first thing. And then I have changed my voice during sometimes because once they are late to give some drugs, and never ever in such cases increase your voice, right? Never ever. Always try to appreciate after that, then try to do a post-mortem. What went wrong, what went right? Because I know there are some registers, that is why I thought to tell this. So be confident, whatever the things, don't show that you are panic. You have to show you are very confident enough what you are talking, especially like audience like this. And then the time. So I was asked to come here at 3 o'clock, right, for the lecture. And lecture started at 3:22. So you have to manage your time. So time, what is the importance of time? Because of two things. So that shows how you are punctual. So being an administrator, I am very punctual, not like other ministry officials. I am very punctual, right? The most important thing, if I come late 20 minutes, so think if there is 50 into 20, how many minutes? So that shows how much I respect to you, right? So therefore, if the time is given to you, so please be punctual. That is the most important thing in Sri Lanka, which we are not doing. So don't wait until others are doing. Please start it from yourself, right? Please start from you. And then especially I was asked to do this lecture for 1 hour, right? And please try to finish it within 1 hour, right? Especially two things when it comes to the PowerPoint presentation, try to come on time. Always try to finish it on time, because time is money, right? Everyone's time. Please keep that in mind. And then the most important thing in a special topic, rehearse, and rehearse. That is like training, right? You are doing some kind of training in this while doing a PowerPoint presentation also, some kind of training. So same thing, you have to do the rehearse, right? For that, you have to feel this material, right? It should be embedded with you. You should know the subject very well. You have to be thorough in the subject, right? For that, you have to read lot, right? You have to read lot of research articles, and you have to come up with the new evidence, right? And then you have to do it again and again, right? At the beginning of my career, I used to do this in front of a mirror. Now I am not doing that, because now it is something just I am going through. But I am telling those who are the beginners, please do it in front of your mirror, then you can see your body language, right? If I ask a question like this, when it comes to the communication, what is the most important? Communication can be divided broadly into, what are these two? Anyone? Yeah. Okay, verbal and non-verbal. How many percentage do you think verbal communication is important in communication? Percentage, as a percentage. 10%, 20%, 50%? What is the percentage? 20%, quite right. Verbal communication is important in 20%. The other rest is the non-verbal communication, your body language. So that is why I was the provincial director in Northern Province. That is how I was able to manage, right, 1 year. Most of the letters, 99% of the letters I am getting in Tamil, right? So language is not the most important thing, right? You should be able to understand the body language. If you can understand the body language, you can do wonders. Please try to develop your soft skills, which is the most important thing, right? And then the most important thing, when you are doing a PowerPoint presentation, please try to engage with the audience. Otherwise, they will definitely, because the most important thing, we will look our WhatsApp, otherwise we will go for our Facebook, right? Because that shows it is not important for us, right? So therefore, always try to engage with the audience. So that shows whether they can understand this material what I am telling, and try to develop a discussion, right? Always try to develop a discussion with them, then it will be interesting. They will ask some questions, but you will be able to give proper answers to that. If you don't know, right, sometimes we all human beings, we don't know everything under the sun. Frankly say that I don't know, get his number, I will go through and I will let you know, right? Please, that is normal, right? We don't know everything. And then the other thing, the most important thing, you know, sometimes some people come, right? I can see, right? When we do in our MSc, I can remember some consultants come in and ask, okay, first one read this topic, read the first slide, then the other one second slide, then the other one third slide. That is how they did some PowerPoint, some lectures, right? So don't do that, right? So rather than reading the slides, please try to engage with the audience, right? I don't know, those days maybe that was the style, but now the style has been changed. So you have to put one word if you go to foreign countries. So the PowerPoint, please do understand, PowerPoint is not a Word document. If I want to do how to do a PowerPoint, I would have give some PDF document, print out and come and give it to you. That is not the way. So this is, the PowerPoint is a guiding principle which guides your story, right? On basis of that, you are going to talk. Please try to keep that in mind, because lot of people still put everything under the sun in one slide and then read it. Don't never ever do that, right? And then you have to be, this is one of the most important thing when it comes to the PowerPoints, careful with the design, because we all going to do professional PowerPoint presentations, right? We are not going to, majority of us not going to do lectures for the layman's, right? So please use neutral colors, right, which will be very convenient for us. And then the backgrounds, always try to use background, and when you are doing at home, switch off the lights, especially at night time, see whether you can read it, right? So then you can understand if it is in the audience, like sometimes the atmosphere will be black, dark, whether then you can see whether it can be read at the last who are sitting in the last rows. And then the fonts. Fonts, I would say, in the modern world, different schools use different fonts. But what I learned from UK, majority they are using Calibri. Okay? You can use, depend upon the schools, but try to use Calibri. Right? If it is the topic, what is the size? Anyone? The topic, what is the size? Yeah. What is the size of the topic? Normally accepted. Sir knows very well. What is the accepted size? 60, 50, 36, 42. What is the size? Don't do haphazardly, right? Normally accepted size for the topic. This one here, make a pen, me light tech gahuwata. Careful with design. That is 36. You can use either 36 or 32, right? But accepted is 36, right? And then the body, what is the size? Please learn these things. What is the body accepted size? If it is 36, body should be less. So then either you can use 36, either you can better use 32. Don't use it less than 28, because those who are in the back, they can't read, right? Better to use 36, 32, 28 minimum, right? Please use the font Calibri, and the sizes, if it is topic 36, if it is body 32, right? And then alignment. Please try to align these things very nicely, right? The topic and these borders, please try to align, right? Because as human being, we read from where to where? අපි කොහේ ඉඳන් කොයි පැත්තටද කියවන්නේ? කොයි පැත්තේ ඉඳන් කොයි පැත්තටද කියවන්නේ? Left to right. Okay? So that is why left alignment is coming, right? I will explain that also. Left to right. And then don't use multicolors, right? Sometimes you can see there are a lot of PowerPoint presentation like Vesak Kodi wage, right? Multicolor, don't use, right? Basically, what we recommend, white, black or gray tone, right? I am regarding this a professional PowerPoint, right? You can use, if it is for a layman, you can use whatever the things, but this is for the professional things. Please try to adhere to this neutral colors, then don't put unnecessary backgrounds, then the font size, alignment, and then the color. Please keep that in mind. Okay, now you can see, right? What is the difference? Always try to use readable colors. Don't use red colors, because red, if you put red, like it is given an instruction. But if you want to highlight, you can use, right? And the other most important thing, some people do two, like you bold it, you underline it. Don't do that. You don't need 2 times to highlight one thing, right? If you bold it, definitely your eye will catch it, right? That is how human body has developed. So therefore, now you see, ara yatama tiyana eka, can you read? That is awful, no? Nobody can read. So this is the most important thing that I want to say. When you are doing your PowerPoint presentation, think whether colors are matching, whether colors even can I read, whether it is palatable even for me, right? Ask that questions before you are going to put it, right? And then, as I said, KISS, it should be very simple, right? Simplify, streamline, and facilitate. Always try to summarize the thing, right? Because you have been given maximum 1.5 hours, maybe 45 minutes. sometimes 15 minutes, right? But you have to summarize, then only it will go to the minds, right? And then the most important thing, as I said, you have to stick to the topic. Then only it will remember for a long time, right? So please try to give less information, but most important. Like, don't bombard with all the information what you know, that is not necessary. You give the most important information to your audience, right? Then only it will retain for longer time. So now, I was summoned to do, when I was the regional director Colombo, I was summoned to do a PowerPoint regarding a status update regarding the dengue. So they asked my PowerPoint presentation. This was my PowerPoint presentation. Only one slide. And I put only one slide, and then I told what I am going to do, right? So simply, you can use maybe one slide, two slides, right? You can explain. But most of the time, our consultants, so-called consultants, I am using the word so-called consultants, right? And come in and put in, I will show in the down, right? Everything under the sun they will put in the slide and they are going to read. Don't do that, because you can use lot of, now even if you ask to AI to do a PowerPoint on behalf of you, they will do it for you. And then you have to redo it, right? So now everything will be done by the artificial intelligence. Now most of my letters, I just write the most important keywords, then I ask AI to do that, right? So now it is very easy, the same way. So please use like this, very nice photos, then everybody, the attraction will go, right? Please try to use this. Don't use lot of words. And then, this is the most important thing when you are doing PowerPoint presentation. Don't try to read, right? Don't try to read, right? So this is sometimes, not sometimes, majority of time, lot of people will come and do their presentations like this, right? They cut and paste from somewhere, or sometimes PowerPoint cut and paste. Regarding even the PowerPoint presentation, they log into the Google, එකකින් එක කෑල්ල අරගෙන අලවනවා, අනිත් එකෙන් තව කෑල්ල අල්ලගෙන අලවනවා. The PowerPoint, now all my PowerPoint, the slides same. අරක එහෙම නෑ, එකක් එක පාටයි කොළ පාටයි, අනිත් එක රතු පාටයි, front එක එක size. So don't do that, then the audience will laugh on you, right? Now see, so this is how a lot of people come in, right? So please don't do that. So they will judge you the way how you are doing your PowerPoint presentation. So PowerPoint is your mirror. PowerPoint is your mirror. How you come and elaborate your capacity, right? How you expert on that field. So therefore, please try to do your PowerPoint in red color, right? If you do, you have to put time and energy for that. Otherwise, you can't develop a good PowerPoint presentation. And then the most important thing, anyone know about this 6x6? Anyone? We all do PowerPoint presentation. Like, I think every one of us did at least one PowerPoint presentation in our life. So please try to adhere to 6x6. What is this 6x6? Anyone can explain? Madam?
6 words and 6 sentences.
So always write 6x6 mean in one sentence maximum 6 words. Don't use more than that. මේ පැත්තට ලියනවා නම් ඒකේ තියෙන්න පුළුවන් words 6යි. And then down 6. 6x6. Now when it comes to this, see how many words? This is just a PowerPoint. This is a Word document, right? So this is what majority doing, right? They then put it and then read it. Then nobody should come. No, you can read it by on yourself, right? So please do this. This is the most important thing. Even my presentation, if time is there, I will show. Yesterday I did a PowerPoint presentation for the TB campaign. I will show how did I do within 1 minute. So don't use even 6 by 6. Use the guiding word which will help you to talk about that, right? And what are the common errors, right? Too many information, like the previous slide, too many information overload. And then the graphs and pictures, lot of graphs, lot of pictures, nobody can see, nobody can read. I will show, right? Then the text, different text, right? Different font size, don't use that. You have to adhere to the one font size, right? And then one font. Don't use different font size, different sizes. And then the unnecessary item which is not related to the topic, right? And spellings and then the grammar mistakes. Please keep this in mind. Most important thing, don't overload the information, because then you can't remember anything. Then you have to give sometimes the pictures, snapshots will tell, like if you have to explain in words, you have to use 1,000 words to explain, but some simple picture will give more understanding than 1,000 words, right? So therefore, try to use powerful images, right? Why? To explain complicated and difficult concepts, right? So that will break the rhythm, right? It will definitely break the rhythm, I will show. And then it will value added. And then it will keep for long time memory, right? So this is how, do you know about SWOT analysis? Anyone know what is SWOT analysis? What is SWOT? Everybody should know SWOT analysis regarding, at least for yourself. What is your strength? What is your weakness? What is your opportunity? And what is your threat? So this is how I teach SWOT analysis. My weakness is next door girl, right? So very colorful, very attractive, right? You can explain nicely, SWOT, right? And then, so sometimes you have to discuss things, differences, right? Distinguish between right or wrong, maybe whether it is ethical or unethical, whether it is professional or unprofessional. Please put. So simply you can put like this, then you can talk on this, right? But don't try to put everything under the sun in your PowerPoint presentation. And then you can use like figures, like differentiation to explain some. Sometimes you have to use lot of words, right? If you want to explain what is formal, what is informal leadership, you have to use thousands words, right? So simply you can put like this and you can explain, right? And as I said, right, so sometimes people, I took one of the PowerPoint presentation which one of my colleague did. I took a photo, right? You can see, you can't read anything, right? Simply a graph, don't put this. And then like this, colors. So you can't demarcate, right? So please use appropriate colors, and there is nothing. What is the percentage? What is there? Nothing. So please, if you are use even one slide, use it properly. Don't use simply for the sake of putting any figures or anything, right? Please be alert on this. You have to give accurate and relevant figures, right? And then, as I said earlier, highlights. you have to highlight if you want to say something easily noticeable, right? And then you can use different colors. Maybe sometimes you can little increase the font, larger font, text box, or add in contrast, right? And choose the best position also, right? So then others' attention will go. So as I am a management expert, I took the example from management. So management, so this is the most important thing, efficiently and effectively, right? Efficiently and effectively. Now you see, you can see, understand the definition of management very well, and some simple photo has been given, right? Now see this one. What is the best one? Previous one. And now see this one. The attention will goes to the photo, not to the what you intended. So these are the basic things what we are doing. We want to give the message what is the definition of management, but sometimes people do like this, right? So management is highlighted and the photo is background, as I said. So your attention will go to the background, but you will not get anything regarding what is the definition. So please don't do that violation, right? Those are blunders what we are doing. And as I said, snapshot, right? If I want to explain what is the difference between boss and leader, can someone explain me? Who is a boss and who is a leader? Anyone? Any volunteer? This is self-explanatory. So if I want to explain by using words, I have to use 1,000 words. Now by this, within 1 second, I can explain this. Any volunteer? Okay, now you can see in this first photo, the boss. Boss has already become a burden, no? Burden to the system. He is sitting and he is giving orders. He has become a burden, right? And then the second photo, leader. Leader is a person who is giving instructions and being part and parcel of the program, right? So this is the easiest way. By using the photos, you can explain some theories without spending much time, right? So please use as much as possible photos to explain things, right? So this is the best example I can say, right? So see the leader, how leaders are helping, right? And the second photo, what do you think? The one who is bare in the concrete is the leader or the servant? What do you think? The one who is holding this concrete thing is a leader or he is the servant? Yes. According to Sri Lanka, it is servant, but that is not, right? The leader is a person who has to take the burden of the others to make others to have a smooth path, right? So that is why I have shown the leader and with some examples, right? And then you can, this is when I was at the Colombo RD, we did some raids. So to explain some food hygiene thing, I was using these photos. You can see this is one of the most famous place. You people really love to eat from these places. This is how everything is there, right? One of the most important like pastry place where we like to eat, right? I can't say the name, right? So you can see the oil, how many years they have used those oils, and you can see that cucumber, a fungus sampurnama, right? So you can use, if you want to give a food hygiene and things, you can use like these photos, right? And then this is the importance now. If you want to explain equality, equity and the justice, You have to talk like nothing, right? But using this photo, within 1 second, you can explain this. This is the importance of using photos rather than talking. Therefore, my humble request, please try to use as much as possible photos to explain the theories, because we as consultants, we as teachers, always we have to teach concepts, right? Always please adhere to this. If you Google, you will easily find these things. So please use this, right? And then the other most important thing is storytelling. Play karna. Any idea? So that shows if you want to explain the individual versus team, right? Simply you can use like these videos, right? How fast, how efficient, how effective, and how safer, right? So therefore, my humble request, please use, there are a lot of videos if you Google, right? If you have motivation and everything, right? You can find lot of videos in the YouTube. You can freely download by using some Mac or something. Easily you can download, easily you can put, right? So therefore, please use these techniques. So then the like monotonous will be break and people will get up again, right? And then I will read this. When I am using regarding the medical negligence, I always use this. තාත්තේ අම්මා කිව්වා තාත්තා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ ගියා කියලා. තාත්තේ අම්මා කිව්වා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ ගොඩක් සැප තියෙනවා කියලා. හොඳ කෑම ජාතිත් තියෙනවා. Everybody is Sinhala, no? Anybody is Tamil? Nallam theriyum? Okay. Sherry. පුංචි නංගි දැනුත් කිරි ඉල්ලලා අඬනවා. මුදලාලි පොතට බඩු දෙන්න බැහැ කියලා කිව්වා. තාත්තේ ආච්චි අම්මත් දැන් ලෙඩ ගානේ. පුංචි අම්මලා දැන් අපේ ගෙදර එන්නෙත් නැහැ. තාත්තේ යාළුවෝ දැන් කවුරුවත් එන්නෙත් නැහැ. තාත්තේ අලුත් අවුරුද්දට අපිට අලුත් ඇඳුම් තිබුණෙත් නැහැ. ඒකට අම්මා හොඳටම ඇඬුවා. තාත්තේ මගේ සපත්තු කැඩිලා. මට ඉස්කෝලේ යන්න විදියක් නැහැ තාත්තේ. අනේ තාත්තේ මේ ලියුම දැක්ක ගමන් දිව්‍ය ලෝකයේ ඉන්නේ නැතුව අපි ගාවට එන්න හොඳේ. හොඳ තාත්තා වගේ. මේ රත්තරන් පුතා. කවුද දන්නේ මේ තාත්තා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ යවන්න නැත්තේ. සමහර වෙලාවට අපේ වැරද්දක් හින්දා ඩෙන්ගු හින්දා මේ තාත්තා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ යන්න ඇති. right? සමහර වෙලාවට අපි ලෙඩා බලන්න පරක්කු වෙලා මේ තාත්තා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ යන්න ඇති. නමුත් හිතන්න අපේ තාත්තා දිව්‍ය ලෝකේ ගියා නම් අපිට කොහොමද හිතෙන්නේ කියලා. කරුණාකරලා please apply this to yourself. Please treat every patient like a king. Don't treat every patient like another king, right? We are treating patients like another king, not like kings. So my humble request, please keep this in mind. Each and every patient who comes to you because they are helpless. So please try to help them with good heart, good mind. So that is what මම හැමතිස්සෙම කියන්නේ. We as professionals අපි ජීවත් වෙන්නේ පන්සලක. You don't have to go to pansala or temple or church. Ping ras karagan. Metanama puluang. Metanama you can decide whether you are going to heaven or whether you are going to hell. So therefore, please keep this in mind. Mewage deval you can use in your PowerPoint presentation to give a big message with short time. Right? And then you can use these simple figures to explain so very high theories, right? So I am not going to explain this, right? In management there are 3 levels, and then what are the skills you have to develop, right? But use these things rather than talking, by using simple one figure, you can give hundred of things, right? Everybody will understand what is there with no time. So therefore, so please change your PowerPoint style in future. That is my dream, right? That is my dream, what I wanted to do. Don't use words, words, words. Use photos, use videos, use figures, but very powerful, what you can give the message without no second. Right? Then the other most important thing I want to tell you, lot of people I have seen, they are using animation. Right? I have another 5 minutes. Right? Animation. See whether is it okay? Okay, daan puta. Is it convenient for you? So therefore don't use animation, right, in professional PowerPoint presentation. I parat dano. Na kali. Na kaling ekam play karan. Please don't use animation in professional PowerPoint presentations. And then the other most important thing, lot of people, they are using bullets. In the modern world, now we are not using bullets, right? You can use, but try to minimize or try to not to use, right? As far as don't try to use bullets, right? You have to keep spaces. If you are adhere to 6 by 6, you don't need, right? You can, by using the spaces, you can make it. And then the especially pink color. Lot of people use pink, but I don't think it is suitable and nobody can catch it, right? It is very difficult and it is distracting. And then, as I said earlier, avoid over formatting. Now see this, is it convenient for you? Right? Don't do over formatting, right? Please compare yourself. Don't do this, right? And then, this is the most important thing what I want to do. When I went for my foreign training first time, and I had to write a letter to my boss, and he gave me a call and asked, come and see me. And I have justified the letter. So what do you think? Justify is okay? Why it is not okay? Anyone? Anyone can answer to the question, why we should not justify letters? I hope everyone in this audience, medical doctors, why we should not do justify? Why we have to do left align? Anyone? Anyone know the scientific background? Any gentleman? Any madam? Okay. Now you can see when you justify spaces between this, right? Spaces between this not equal. Here, here, here not equal. As I said, we read from left to right, right? When the spaces are not equal, you give additional weight to your eyeball. Your eye will weaken. Because like myself, sometimes I have to read more than 200 letters per day, right? So it is very difficult. What is still in Sri Lanka practicing. Now day before yesterday, I had to send a letter to Secretary Office, and it was written and asked to do justify and send it. So that is the knowledge level what we are practicing. Therefore, my humble request, everything you have to do left align. That is not lassana, but the most important thing as doctors, the health, right? When you do left align, the gaps, the spaces will be equal. So that will not give additional burden to your eye. Please keep that in mind. So therefore, if you are not doing that, please start doing it from today onwards. And then lot of people කාගේ හරි එකක් copy කරලා ගන්නවා තමන්ගේ වගේ දානවා. Right? Don't do that. Either you have to put the reference or you have to cite it. Right? Please do that. If you get from somewhere, always you have to give respect to the author. Please put it as a reference or you have to cite it. Right? If you cite, you have to put the reference at the back. Right? And then you have to maintain the consistency. Sometimes we do PowerPoint without any consistency. So therefore, please try to maintain the consistency of the presentation. Right? And then always, some people, without using the presenter view, they present. Right? Make an away. This is you call presenter view. What eye කරලා පෙන්නන්න. දැන් අර slide එකේ bar එක පේන විදියට දානෝ දැකලා තියෙද? This is you call presenter view. Sometimes with the bar and you are doing that. Don't do that. Always if you are doing a presentation, දාන්න පුතා එක. You have to do with the presenter. And then this is the most important thing. Now you don't have to use much time on doing PowerPoint presentation. You have to give your keywords, right? Software, AI, Canva, and designer. These will do PowerPoint presentations for you, right? Then you have to adjust according to your requirement. Please use these softwares. They will do it for you. You don't have to spend much time, right? And always try to end with summary. So that is the most important thing. So other most important thing, you have spent lot of time and don't say thank you for you. You have to say me thank you, right? Because I have spent my time to do this and then I am telling you to thank you. Don't do that, right? Never put thank you in your PowerPoint presentation. That is a basic violation, right? Because you have done your all the work, your hard work, and then end of that you are telling thank you. Why? You have to tell me thank you, no? Right? And then for instead of that, you can put this, right? But usually I don't put this. I usually put something like that, right? Safe and compassionate care. Or something, or either you can put something like this, right? Which is not relevant, but you can give some good message to the audience, right? I will show within another 1 minute how to do a small PowerPoint. I will take only 1 minute. Harida. Okay, so this is, I was asked to do a lecture yesterday on, I was given 30 minutes, but I finished within 3 minutes, right? To do end tuberculosis. So I said, because TB, as you know, the eradication target was 2030. Now it has been extended up to 2035. And there was a gap. This is the gap I showed. The gap is, we don't take use of the private sector. This is the gap. So this is how I explain to the audience. So gap is this. We have to mitigate, minimize this gap if you want actually eradicate it by 2035, right? And then the most important thing is the detection. For detection, we want to get at least 1 to 2% of the OPD patients who is having cough more than 2 weeks. At least they have to refer with fever for check AFB, like for the sputum, and then for the diagnosis. And then the referral, and we have to give a focal point who is the DTCO, District TB Control Officer, and proper mechanism we have to develop, right? And then the reporting. Any TB case, especially private sector, they have to report, and any suspected death, they have to report. Then we will facilitate what to do, and we will give the technical expertise for them. And then regarding the co-infection, if patients with diabetes, HIV, think about TB and do the reference. So that is the huge gap, right? And the health education. The most important, what we are not doing, right? So, and then everything is, I said, is uploaded at the PHSRC website, all the new knowledge for the private sector people. And this was my last slide. So please do, you can do your PowerPoint presentations without words, right? Just one word, two words. Please try to study this way of doing PowerPoint presentation. Even before I go to foreign training, I was also doing the same, this idiotic thing, but my boss has changed me drastically. So therefore my humble request, please use one word, two word, because this is the guiding principle. Please change the way of doing PowerPoint presentations. Thank you very much for your attention. Highly appreciate.
Let me thank Dr. Dilip Liyanage, Director, Private Medical Institutions, for his most insightful and thought-provoking presentation. Indeed, we, I think, have gathered a lot of pointers to carry with us today. I call upon Dr. Niroshini De Silva, Specialist Family Physician from Base Hospital Maravilla, to present the token of appreciation to Dr. Dilip Liyanage. Sir, if you could come on to the stage, please. So we have come to the end of today's program.